Hey guys, it is WE Trading Cards here, and welcome to the first competitive episode of my brand new summer series, where we do play out next year's Euro 2016 in a preview competition that we use the medium of Road to Euro 2016 Adrenalyn XL trading cards. So in today's episode, we're going to be playing out the entirety of the Group A matches. And so this group features England, Italy, Czech Republic and Poland. And so we're going to be having, first off, England and Italy, and then Czech Republic and Poland, and then England, Czech Republic and Italy, Poland, and then finally England, Poland and Czech Republic versus Italy. And so yeah, let's play out the first game immediately with England versus Italy. If you do not know how this works, and you have not seen episode 1, which did explain the concept, then please do check that out, available on the WB Trading Cards YouTube channel. But yeah, here we go with Game 1. So England's team does consist of Gary Cahill, Jack Wilshere and Wayne Rooney, and Italy's team does consist of Buffon, Pirlo and Immobile. Oh yeah, and by the way guys, I think say in episode 1 that I was going to use a pack each episode. Instead, I've decided to go with a deck of 36 cards, as with a pack you end up using the same cards over and over again, especially with 6 games an episode. So yeah, we are going to use the 36 cards, and they're all different, and that will last us the game. Anyway, the first on-pitch duel is England's defender versus Italy's attacker, and that is Gary Cahill, rated 87, versus 82 rated Ciro Immobile. Cahill does get his bonus. Actually, I'll just shuffle up the cards quickly. And guys, I didn't mention it here, but basically how we decide the boost that each card gets, so in Cahill's case it was Ignacevic, is decided by basically Cahill's corresponding stat on Ignacevic's card. So his defense, Ignacevic's 2 digits in his defense are 8 and 2. 8 add 2 equals 10, so that's why Cahill does get a bonus of 10. So Cahill does get a boost of 10 from Ignacevic, and that leaves a boost of 7 for Immobile, taking him up to 89 to Cahill's 97, meaning Cahill does win by 8, and of course you have to get more than 7 to get 2 goals. Cahill reaches that boundary and puts England 2 goals to the good after the first duel. Now we have the second duel, and this is a high quality one, the midfield battle between Jack Wilshere and Andrea Pirlo. Jack Wilshere rated very highly at 87 in this collection, and Andrea Pirlo rated even more highly, probably deservedly, at 89. Anyway, Dragovic was used for the boost for Immobile, so we do move on to Pirlo's teammate, Bonucci, who's going to be giving him the boost, and he does give a massive boost of 8 plus 7, which is 15, taking Pirlo's stat up to 104. And Wilshere gets a boost of 13 from John O'Shea's 76 rating, of course 7 plus 6 because we add the 2 digits together. That does take him up to 100 on the dot, and that means Pirlo wins this duel by 4 and scores 1 goal to put Italy back in the game going into the last duel, where it is 2-1 to England. As we now do move into that final duel, and this one is between Wayne Rooney, 85 rated, and Buffon, also 85 rated. It is all down to the boost. And so Wayne Rooney does get his boost from Ivan Rakitic, the Barcelona midfielder. He gets a boost of 8 plus 0. That equals 8, and Wayne Rooney's stat gets dragged up to 93. And now it's time to reveal Buffon's. Buffon needs a stat of more than 8 if he wants to beat Wayne Rooney and equalise for Italy. And he does get a stat of more than 8. It is a stat of 12. 6 plus 6 from Czech Republic's Pilar takes him up to 97 to Rooney's 93. That means Buffon wins this duel by 4. And, of course, 4 scores 1 goal. You have to get more than 7 to score 2 goals. And so that does mean Italy equalise in the dying embers of the game to make it 2-2 in what's probably going to prove the biggest game of Group A. We now have the second Group A matchup, and this is between the Czech Republic and Poland. The first on-pitch battle is between Petr Cech, 84 rated, and Lewandowski, 86. Both star players for their nations. Petr Cech does get a boost of 7+5 from Axel Witsel. That is 12 and takes Czech up to 96. Lewandowski, on the other hand, gets a boost of 13 from host nations Dimitri Payet, and that does take him up to 99 to Czech's 96 and put Poland 1 goal in the lead after one duel. We then move on to the second duel, and this is the midfield battle. Derrida, the 78 rated controller, does get his boost from Inler of Switzerland, which is a boost of 8+2, it's 10, and takes him up to 88. Mila, with a starting stat of 80, gets a boost of 10, taking him up to 90, meaning Poland win this one by 2, and that does mean that Poland go 2-0 up as we advance into the last on-pitch duel. And this last duel, it doesn't look like Czech Republic could be on their way back, with 79 rated Pilar versus 87 rated Wojciech Szczesny. Now, so Mila got boosted by Sivok. That means that does leave Kurzakov with the duty of boosting Pilar. He does have 82, which gives Pilar a boost of 10, taking him up to 89. And Szczesny gets a boost from fellow goalkeeper Iker Casillas of 8+5, 13, which does take him up to 100. Now 100 to 99 is 11. You need you need more than 7 to get 2 goals, and you need more than 15 to get 3 goals. So Szczesny, with his 11 difference between his stat and Pilar's, does get 2 goals for Poland to make it 4-0, an astounding result in the first match for both of these teams. And so now the next game on the Group A agenda is between England and Czech Republic. Cahill versus Pilar is the first on-pitch duel. Cahill does get a boost from former Chelsea teammate Andre Schürrle, who's his 7+2. That is a boost of 9 and takes Cahill up to 96. Pilar, on the other hand, does get a boost of 14, which does take him up to 93. Cahill still wins, though, even though Pilar got a higher boost, and that means that England go 1-0 up after the first duel. The second battle is the midfield one, and this is between a 7-rated Jack Wilshere and 78-rated Derrida. Now Jack Wilshere does get a boost of 6+6. He gets a boost of 12, taking him up to 99. To Derrida's 7+8, which is 15, and does take him up to 93. That means that Wilshere does win this duel by 6 and get 1 goal for England again to make it 2-0 going into the last duel. And this last duel could be the battle between the two most experienced men on the pitch, Wayne Rooney and Petr Cech, both Premier League legends, and Rooney's 85 rated to Czech's 84. Anything could happen when you factor in the boosts. Rooney does get his boost from Nemec, who does give him a massive boost of 16 in 7+9, and that does take him up to 101. And then Cech does get a boost of 6+8, which is 14, and takes him up to 98. So 101 to 98 is 3, meaning that Rooney does win this duel by 1 goal and makes it 3-0. A convincing and workmanlike performance from England gives them a win in their second game and puts them in a commanding position in terms of qualification for the knockout stages. The next game of Group A, Game 4 of the 6 is between Poland and Italy. Anyway, the first duel we do have on our hands is between Wojciech Szczesny and Immobile. Immobile 82 rated and Szczesny 87. Szczesny does get the first boost of 13 from Danny 6+7, and that does take him up to exactly 100. Immobile then gets a boost of 8 which is pretty poor from Sabitzer, and that does take him up to 90. So 100 to 90 means that Szczesny does get 2 goals with his 10 difference. 2 goals for Poland and makes it 2-0, and Italy could be on the ropes here. We now have Andrea Pirlo, who, if there's any man to salvage Italy's game, it is him. Milar does get a boost from Branislav Ivanovic of an incredibly strong 15. That must be heartbreaking for the Italians. That takes him up to 95. Pirlo does get a boost of 7 plus 4, which is 11, taking him up to 100, and that means he wins by 5, but only gets 1 goal for Italy, and that makes it 2-1 going into the final duel. Now this duel, anything could happen. It is Lewandowski 86 rated versus Buffon's 85. And so Lewandowski does get his boost of 9 from Phil Jagielka, defensive rock, and that does take him up to 95. Buffon then gets a boost of 14 from Luca, which does take him up to 99, and that means 99 to 95 is 4. Buffon gets 1 goal for Italy, and Italy have another 2-2 draw, meaning they've got 2 points from 2 games, which does not, as it stands, look to be knockout stage form. Of course, though, as you can see, the table on your right, we do have England and Poland topping the group, and then Italy struggling, and Czech Republic at the bottom as the whipping boys of the group. And so now we do have our next match, which is the Czech Republic, who are looking to get some points on the board, versus Italy, who are only on 2 points and need a win in this game. Czech starts off for Czech Republic playing against Immobile, so that's an 84 rating versus an 82 rating. Czech gets the first boost of 11, which will take him up to 95, and then Immobile gets a boost of 11 as well, taking him up to 93, meaning Czech does put Czech Republic 1-0 up, and I think scores their first goal in this competition. Anyway, it is 1-0 to the Czech Republic against Italy. Then our second duel is between Darida and Pirlo. Darida with 78, Pirlo with 89. Darida gets a boost of 9 from Janko, and that does take him up to 87. Now, Pirlo does get a boost of 7 from Ford, and that does take him up to 96, and so 96 to 87 is 9, meaning Pirlo does get 2 goals for Italy. And so that does put them 2-1 up going into the final duel, which is between 79 rated Pilar and 85 rated Buffon. Pilar gets a boost of 10, which does take him up to 89. And then Buffon does get a boost of, from his Italy teammate Ciro Immobile, he does get a boost of 9, which does take him up to 94. And so his 94 against Pilar's 89 means that Buffon does get 1 goal for Italy and make it 3-1 and put Italy on 5 points. And this does take us on to the final game, the group decider between Poland and England. Of course, Poland in first place at the moment, England in second. That is all about to be decided whether it stays or whether it changes. And with Italy now in the runnings with 5 points, unless there is a score draw here, one of these 2 teams will go down into third place. And so we do have Szczesny versus Rooney as our first duel. 87 rated Szczesny, 85 rated Rooney. Szczesny does get a terrible boost of 7 from Bursa. That does take him up to 94. Then Rooney gets a boost of 10, and that does take him up to 95. Hashtag no scripting. But Rooney wins this by 1 and puts England 1-0 up. We then have the midfield battle between Mila and Jack Wilshere. Mila does get a boost of 7 plus 5, which is 12, and that means that he does get taken up to 92. And then Wilshere does get a boost of 16, which does take him up to an astounding 103. So that against Milan's 92 is 11, meaning Wilshere strongly surpasses the 7 difference needed for 2 goals, and he does get 2 goals for England, and England are looking strong. They're 3-0 up going into the final one. We need a Lewandowski hat-trick for anything other than an England win to occur here. And Lewandowski is going to get his boost from Fuchs. It is only a boost of 9, and it does take him up to 95. We then do have a boost of 8 for Gary Cahill, which also takes him up to 95, meaning no points are scored in the last game. And so there you have it, guys. That is the end. 3-0 in the final game to England. And that means England top Group A. Second place is Italy. Third place is Poland. And last place is the Whipping Boys, Czech Republic. But all is not lost for you Polish fans. In the next year's competition, there is a rule where the 4 best placed third finishers do go through to the knockout stages as well. So Poland have finished very well with 4 points, considering they were in third place, and that means they're almost certain to make it through to the knockout rounds. So yeah, all is not lost for Poland. England, however, have absolutely astonished in their first group, unbeaten, with 7 points on the board out of a possible 9. And yeah, that is it. I hope you guys did enjoy today's first episode. If you did, please do smash that thumbs up button. And of course, I'll see you next time with Group B.